Hello, sir. I desperately need your help. This has been going on for months, and no matter what I say to my next door neighbor, Miguel, nothing has changed. He has been throwing his garbage on my flower beds every time, not caring on how it may impact the plants. Damaging my private property is one thing, but harming the environment is another.
Good day, folks, and welcome to a new episode of Roses Are Nitrogen and Violets Are Sulfur. For today, Alyssa has a complaint against Miguel for improper disposal of waste and destruction of property. Let's listen to the whole story from the both of them.
Thank you for having me, sir. So, the reason why I am here is for my neighbor's own good. My neighbor has already damaged the environment enough as it is with the trash he has been throwing. But now, he is one step further from his selfishness because it is the undoing of the development of my plants. He is disrupting biogeochemical cycles such as the nitrogen and sulfur that these plants absorb.
I totally agree. In simple terms, anything we do to the environment has man made consequences.
I really don't know much about other plant cycles, but I do know what sulfur and nitrogen cycles are. I see that sulfur cycle is the movement of sulfur through the biosphere and the geosphere. As for the nitrogen cycle, it has a similar process to sulfur cycle to some degree, as nitrogen that is present in the atmosphere is then on be converted to a more usable state by living organisms.
Seriously? You knew about the cycles. How did you not even know what you were doing was wrong?
I know, but I only did this just one time.
You've actually did this twice in a week. Are you kidding me?
Are you serious? How? Why? Why did you do that?
Where do you want me to throw it then? Somewhere more nearby? I live near a river.
Do you even realize what you're saying? You are throwing your trash at my plants. Okay, listen. The consequences of human actions only put stress on the environment around us. The environment cannot do anything but adjust to the stress we have caused to relieve it from our anthropogenic effects. Due to that, we have an excess amount of nitrogen and sulfur in the atmosphere that affects both ecological and human health.
Wait, there's so much information going in my mind right now.
It's simple. The small act that you have done had made a great impact in accelerating man-made issues or climates to our Earth.
Are you even with us right now? Because apparently, it seems that you're taking all of this as a joke.
No, why would I even take this as a joke? If it is a joke, then I should be laughing right now.
I can hear laughter in your voice.
Miguel, you're a lucky guy because you have a neighbor who did not only reprimanded you of what you have done, but also lectured you regarding the environment.
Believe me, bro. I wasn't even taking this as a joke. This is just the tone of my voice. I'm really shocked about everything.
Okay, just hear me out. The importance of your neighbor trying to explain what you have done and its consequences is heavy because it shows the sense of environmentalism, which in this case you don't have. So you have to listen intently on what you are hearing right now. Up next, we will be asking some environmental specialists to enlighten us about the topics of epigenetics and what would be the consequences if we continue to thrash our environment. Starting with Miss Kerstein. Could you enlighten us about epigenetics?
You see, plants are masters of epigenetic regulation. Their mechanisms are known to occur on eukaryotes, which are used by plants. They heavily rely on changes in gene expression in order to make a response to the environmental stimuli and other factors that need for them to adapt within the environment.
I would like to clarify something. So, whatever we do in our environment will affect this process of epigenetics in plants?
Yes, you're correct. Even though the genetic code of a plant will not be any different from its standard, there will be no guarantee that they will be able to reach their own maximum potential which their genes determine. For instance, their size, they can be smaller from how they should be. Hence, we need to be very careful of how we treat our environment, especially in the presence of plants.
Thank you for that, Miss Kerstein. That was very informative. Next, Miss Keziah, could you tell us the consequences of Miguel's action trashing the environment?
Very well. Invasive species are harmful and exotic creatures that could hurt a local ecosystem by disrupting the ecosystem's food web and by introducing predators that could abnormally decrease the regular number of species in that area. Invasive species actually are often introduced by humans, often intentionally or unintentionally.
I see. But I do have one more question, ma'am. Do you think what Miguel did is an example of what invasive species could do?
Oh, certainly. Not only was he wrong for thrashing his neighbor's front yard, but he was clearly harming the plants that the garbage was being thrown at. Throwing waste by those plants could introduce invasive or could introduce foreign species to them and therefore cause their entire ecosystem to deteriorate.
Okay. Thank you for your feedback and providing this time for us, ma'am. What you have shared about today would be truly a good lesson for Miguel.
I didn't know that one simple act could really do such a thing.
What you've done isn't just simple, it's more than that, it's harmful. I hope now that you don't trash at my space, nor anywhere for that matter.
Right, but I'm going to jail after this. After this?
And that concludes our episode for today. I hope that we have learned something from this episode that will eventually be applied in our daily lives. Thank you and good night.
Wait. I'm not going to jail, right? Right?